Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Hot facts. Come and get them hot facts. Get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts. Come and get them hot facts. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Hot facts. Robert Reese. Hot facts. Hot facts. Robert Reese. Hot facts. Gig economy. Robert Reese. News channel. Gig economy. News channel. Hot facts with Robert Reese. Hot facts with Robert Reese. Hot facts. 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 Hey. With Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts. Hot facts. Hot facts. Robert Reese. Gig economy. News channel. Hot facts with Robert Reese. Sit back, relax, and listen. Come on. Get these hot facts. K-Reese 007 for Hot Facts with Robert Reese. Thank you for tuning in.
What's up, people? I'm here. Thank you for joining another episode of Hot Facts with Robert Reese. Got my notes here. We got a good show going on today. Want to make sure if this is your first time tuning in, you're watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese. As you heard the song, I am the official news channel of the gig economy. Big up to my brother right there and my producer, my cousin, Evan. Evan is my producer. My brother is part of my TNC crew. They went ahead and dropped that down. It's been up there. I have tons of music that sits up there. I'll be throwing more of those in periodically for you guys. But we got a very, 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 very interesting and great live today. Make sure you sit back, take a deep breath, because we are going on one today. Make sure you guys hit the thumbs up, because we're going to go in this morning for a little bit. As you see, we got the topics up there. The Dasher went to jail. We'll talk about online pay versus active pay, what the drivers should be getting paid. Pedro's back. He's fully monetized again on YouTube. We're going to talk about what's going to change from what he was doing with this content when he was unmonetized, and now that he is monetized. We know that Pedro and Hannibal have some type of live stream going on. And then we're going to set the facts and the record straight going into my last segment. Eli, I hope you're watching. I saw you up in Jeff Thomas Black. What's up, Jeff Thomas Black? I hope you're watching, because that segment is going to be there for you. We're going to run this show the exact same way I did the very last live. What's going to happen is the link is there. While I'm going over these topics, you guys can go over the topics with me, speak your mind about them, and then we will go from there. And people, we're working on the next episode of The Boardroom. It's probably going to be Side Hustle Addict. I'm probably going to be using him and then pairing him up with somebody else. Okay? So, AZ Prod said Pedro's leaving anti-Semitic comments on Jeff TB live. Oh wow. Oh wow. That's a big one. Let me see if I can get my sister, my wife, go ahead to check on Jeff Thomas is Black. Um thing that he's going on now. Check the comments there and see what Pedro is putting in there. So when we go over his part, I can go ahead and have that stuff there. But people, we got a good one. Now, I put up a video yesterday, and there's a DoorDasher. And if anyone wants to make a comment on this, you can go ahead, click the link. I was gonna show the entire full length video of the 24 minute video from the police cam, but everything that I put in that inside of the video was perfectly fine by itself. Only thing you were missing there was one of the friends kept telling the police, "You can't take our phones. We have a right to take our phone. It's a traffic stop. It's not a criminal stop. You can't do this." He was trying to voice himself, but he did not know how to back himself up or them, because his vocabulary and how he was trying to bring everything across with aggression was not working at all. If you are going to be an auditor, whenever you get stopped, people, you have to stop, relax, and go through everything step by step, know your laws and your rights. Now, this delivery driver, what he did was something that you normally should not do. Now, obviously, I go ahead and do deliveries with my wife. My wife does deliveries with me. When we go to homes, and let's say if she has like a ton of waters, like let's say there's 3-4 packs of bottled water, I'll help her carry them up. They understand that. They see that, okay, man, woman is too heavy. The woman's the delivery person. The guy is the husband. When we pull up, they'll see me pull up, her hop out, do her thing. That is perfectly fine. All right. That right there is perfectly fine. You can do that all day, every day. As you see, the Long Island Dash experience, they go driving and dashing together. There was a channel. It was gig hustle Music City Gig Hustlers. Music City Gig Hustlers. Tom and his wife, they will go out dashing together. They'll go ahead and do the thing. All that is perfectly fine. As long as you are handling the thing right, no one else is getting up there doing the delivery for you. Cars and cribs. Actually, that's going to be the next boardroom. Cars and cribs and side hustle addict van. There we go, right there. Let me write that down. Let's go van and cribs. So side hustle addict van and cars and cribs are going to be on the next boardroom. Make sure you check that out. But cars and cribs, what happened to him? Why he got deactivated? He always said he had a business partner working with him. And I guess one of the deliveries, the business partner had the account, kind of like what Dashing Trader does, but he does it by himself. And someone that was not the person walked up to the door. The customer complained that it wasn't the person that was supposed to be doing the delivery. He got deactivated. He has not been on since. There are times when you can just have two people in the car and it still go bad on you. Now, during this situation here, there was the driver was the DoorDasher. The passenger who initially got handcuffed is his friend, and there was another guy in the back. Okay. They made a U-turn, and the police officer thought that they were trying to evade him. That's what he thought. Pulled him over. When you watch the video, he tells them that I'm doing a DoorDash. The cop said, "Why did you go ahead and try to get away from me?" His friend in the back said, "We were already coming here to do a DoorDash, so we just did our turn." The police said he smelled marijuana in the car. Big mistake. You got 3 dudes in the car. They probably did smoke before they started doing the delivery, because there was nothing that they found in the vehicle as far as a blunt being rolled. There were some old ones, old roaches inside of a like an ashtray that showed no remnants of being smoked at all during that time. Cops did all of that. You hear the app telling the dasher that you have to hand off the delivery. Once the police officer heard that, he said, "You are not dropping this order off." So right there, the DoorDasher lost all communication with the customer. From that point on, he was not able to tell the customer, I cannot come drop the order off. I cannot do anything else like that. But one of the main issues was the friend was trying to be the jailhouse lawyer, and the other guy over on this side, he did not want to give his phone up. The police were saying, leave your phone in the car. You cannot have your phone. But the other guy had his phone on him, and he started mouthing off. So, they tried to get his phone. He said, no, get away from me. He tried to get away. The police handcuffed him, uh, threw them all in the car. They were all arrested. They all posted bail. They were all arrested. They all posted bail and they were out. Now, as a delivery driver, the DoorDasher, since he was not able to be in contact with the client, the customer, so you automatically know that when you take too long on a delivery and it goes way over the time, it's an automatic contract violation. No matter what, you have to go and appeal that. Well, since you can't appeal that because you went to jail, that contract violation sticks. The customer probably gave him a bad rating, but here's the thing: when they got booked in on jail on a live delivery, and I don't know if they charged them with possession of marijuana or anything like that. But chances are, because they were arrested, DoorDash is going to find out. They're going to look into what the arrest was. It was possession of marijuana. He's probably going to be all the way fully deactivated with no reinstatement. I said fully deactivated because we have been seeing drivers get deactivated and still come back. So this would make him fully deactivated. Okay. I mean, fully deactivated. Now, as a driver, you got to make sure you pick your friends and who you're rolling with. If you are going to be doing deliveries and you have that hothead friend, you can't have him riding in your car until you get home. Okay. You can't have him hop in the car and go with you until, you know, you're done doing your deliveries. Now, the other dude that was trying to be the jailhouse lawyer, you can't bring him anywhere. Typically, you can bring him places because he does help you out. But while you are doing a specific job, okay, while you are doing a specific job, you are not supposed to have those people inside of your vehicle at all. Now, we have had people say, "Well, Reese, you do deliveries with Princess and Lovely. You do deliveries with your pups." Yeah, but they're serviced. So it's a complete different realm there. They have their papers and they're serviced. So they can go wherever I can go and they can do whatever I can do. That's much different than having humans who can speak the human language of English, the dialect that we speak here, and they're able to mouth off. You are putting your own self at risk for getting deactivated and losing that money stream. Now, I don't know if he was making a whole bunch, if he was multi-apping and things like that, but chances are, if this goes on Checker and they are all connected, he could get deactivated and shut down by the other apps also. Okay, I know that Checker on my Thumbtack, um, you have to go through Checker on there, so I don't know if that will do a butterfly effect and affect everything that you have to go through. But he went to jail on delivery for having a bunch of people in the car. That is not good, people. Don't do that at all. Don't do that at all. Once again, this link is open. If anyone wants to join in on these topics, that topic is done right there. The Dasher going to jail. The very next thing that we're going to get into is this driver pay. Now, I heard Brian, DoorDash sucks, gig economy, the police, he's a DoorDash gig police, um, you know, gig apps exposed. Brian said that, he feels that you should be paid for the online hours. Okay. Uh, he said you should get paid by the online hours. We've heard a lot of people state that you should be getting paid um, from the online hours. Do you really want to get paid for just being online? And Thomas Schubeck, Glitch Dash, he had a live last night, and they were saying we should get paid for being online. Now we all know that there is a time limit, an hourly way for you can be online to actively drive. It's like 12 hours. After the 12 hours, you have to rest in order to be able to drive again. Okay? You have to rest in order to be able to drive again. So I said this, if you just sign on your app and say I'm online, I deserve to get paid, you can just be online 24 hours and get paid for not doing any work. No drivers would actually go and complete deliveries, and other people would be coming over to take the jobs and be delivery drivers if you got paid for just your online pay. That's why you only get paid for your active time. That's like in a W-2, you don't get paid for your lunch. If you have a second lunch, you don't get paid for your second lunch. Okay? You get paid for your breaks, but you don't get paid for your lunches. You're not actively doing anything, so you should not get paid. Now, when you pick up an assignment, that's when it should start all the way until the delivery is complete. Now, if they send you an add-on at the same time while you're on that delivery, well, that just keeps your active time going. I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, but it's the truth. And this is why a lot of people don't want to do delivery work right now, because they don't want to do it the right way. Now, just take a look at this. We all know that there's a large percentage or population of delivery drivers who are failed W-2 employees. Well, why were they failed W-2 employees? Well, they don't want to do the extra job, the extra work at work. They want everything done for them, and they're lazy. They want to come in late, leave early, go to the bathroom 8, 9 times a shift and stay in there for like 8 minutes at a time, just killing everything. They said, well, I can go ahead and drive, handle my own schedule. I can go to the bathroom whenever I want. I can make my money whenever I want, and no one can tell me anything. That's why we have such a bad rap with a lot of these drivers who eat people's food, who take them and do things like that. We have a lot of drivers like that. So you got to understand that you just can't pay drivers just for being online. But if you say something like that, you have to have a solution, right? Because anyone can just talk. How many people have a solution that they thought of? So I proposed this to Thomas and everyone else that was watching Glitch Dash last night. I said, what if you sign online and they pay you for half of the 24 hours? They pay you for 12 hours of the total driving time that you can do in one day. Okay? Think about that. Let's say now for those 12 hours, they'll pay you $8 right there for those 12 hours. Okay? So right there, you're getting just about $100 right there. Now, from that $100 that you are just about to get, every order that you accept, there is no base pay. You're only working on the tip and what the order shows. So therefore, you would still have to do 10, 12 deliveries in a day so that you can make about 150 bucks. If you make 150 bucks, you're gonna make $1,000 in that week. We got a lot of people saying that you can't make $1,000 every week in certain markets. But if they put in that $8 for the 12 hours of you just being online, but here's the catch: you have to have your app on for 12 hours straight. You cannot turn your app off. Your app has to be on for 12 hours straight, or you can do it in increments. You can do it in increments or do it how you normally do it. If you do not do the 12 hours, if you are not online for 12 hours in that day just for being online, they have to pay you that $100 anyway. Okay, they're not going to minus off the 2 hours. Okay, so then you'll be getting that $1,000 a week. Now, if you're getting $1,000 a week in whatever market you are, I'm pretty sure people will say, yes, I'll do that. I'll do $1,000 a week. Now, you're also put at a flat line there. Now they can limit how much money you can make because of your ratings. Now they can if your ratings are real low, you may not get that many tips. You'll just be working strictly on what the orders are themselves. Okay, just like that. The people that want the active time will get everything else that we're going to minus from the people who just want to get paid the online time. Are you guys following me? Okay, you guys following me? If you're on the large order program, you're going to get higher paying orders. If you're on the pizza program, you're going to get more orders. So that's going to happen. But what if you are in the tier zone? Okay, in the tier zone, you're gonna have to have your rating set at a certain amount to where they say like the diamond or the platinum, whatever it is, the highest one, they're probably gonna be making about $200 a day, to 225, while the other people are going to make whatever else it is. Now you also got to think about it like this: what if they treat it like it's straight commission now? Now we all know that you can get paid commission. Those of you who don't know, I've been in sales for a long time. I've had every pay structure, also a sales director, sales trainer, sales manager. When it comes down to running it like this, I can go ahead and break it down to you, give you the Benjamin Franklin closes and everything else. All right. What if they put you at you versus the draw? Now, a lot of you guys don't know what that means. All right. Let's say that they say, well, for this week, with 7 days a week, okay, let's say for 7 days a week, if you don't make the $1,000, you only get paid what you got from your orders. If you make the 1,000, you'll get the 1,000 plus everything else that comes with it. Now, if you want to get paid strictly for online, you got to start thinking about all the possibilities that can happen. A lot of you guys have never worked in certain jobs to where you have these different types of pay. What if they paid you on consignment, but then you got to pay that back? And to pay that back, you have to go online and drive those 12 hours. A lot of people talk a lot when they're doing these things, but they don't have solutions for it. This would be one solution for the people that want to just do online pay. Just think about it. Now throw all the other stuff to the side and just think about just the basics right here. 12 hours of online pay at $8 an hour plus whatever deliveries you're going to get minus the base pay. You're only going to get paid for what the service fee is and the tips if they come. Just think about that. Now, everyone that is on the active, everyone that is on, you're getting paid for the active pay. Think about this. If you're getting paid for your active pay, you can actually work, stop, take a break, and extend it so you're working more than 12 hours in one day. Okay? You got to start thinking about that. Gig Drive and Thrive says, great point of the field W-2 employees. Beginning gig drivers, bad employees become bad gig workers who won't make money. Exactly. You got to bring that up. Now, take a look at this. The people that are going to get paid the active pay, right? You can actually drive and extend your active time by taking enough breaks so that you can get more than 12 hours in one day, but you'll get paid more because you'll get paid more active time. On top of the active time, anytime that you call customer support and you have to have something be handled, you're still on active time because you're on the call. What if it takes so long for the order? There's mess ups, it didn't come through. You're on there with customer support. You're still getting paid active time because you are actively on that order. Now, with the active time, there is no you're gonna get this $100 in a day guarantee because now you are getting all of your tips. You are getting all of your tips instead of not getting tips. So now you're getting hourly for your active. You're getting your base pay and you're getting your tips. Now, if there's a peak pay or a boost or a surge, put in whatever market it is, you are able to get that. You are able to get that while being on the online pay because that's going to be going in toward the service fee minus the base pay. But the active time drivers are going to be able to maximize. Now, check this out. If you are on the active time and your ratings are all the way good, right? Let's say they give you a catering order. It's all set. You get to the place. You don't have to do no setup at all. They just say drop it on the table right there. All you do is unload. You were in there. Let's say you waited 10 minutes. You got everything. You drove 8 minutes to the place. You drove 8 minutes to the place. Okay. That's 18 minutes there, right? You go ahead. There's no setup there. You spend about 7 minutes on the inside, setting everything up once they showed you where to go. So let's just go ahead and put it for like 30 minutes here. Let's say the order by itself, they showed you that this is a $25 order plus. So now you got paid $25 for a half hour, but now there's a tip. Now that tip that's going to come in from that catering order, when they put that in, let's say it's a tip of 35, 40 bucks. All right. Now you're going to come out there with 65, $70 for just under that hour that you can make. If you are only wanting to get paid for online time, you can't all out of your system. You cannot get paid for that money at all. For you cannot get paid that money at all. If you get paid that money, you have to go ahead and put in, extra time. Now, if I say the lazy drivers now, these drivers will be like, man, half the day, that's all I got to do. I'll do 6 and 6 and try to make it. Now, there are drivers in certain areas where that online pay will have them make more than what they're doing right now. Now, the active pay is only going to help intensify and magnify what they are doing. So it's, which one would you rather do? Would you say we need to get paid for just being online? Because that's not possible. It's not possible. And you got to understand this. There's drivers that just sit forever and just decline, decline. I also said, should you get paid for declining orders? Because you're saying that order is not worth my time. So do I get paid for the decline? You got to think about that too. What's your solution? What are people's solutions when they speak about this? Most people say we just got to get paid more. They're not paying us enough. They're treating us bad. Well, what's your solution? How do you fix it? That's how we came up with Prop 22. Okay, that's how we came up with Prop 22. Okay, you gotta have a solution. You just can't have and just be talking like this, because it's gonna fall on deaf ears. And ain't no one trying to be talking on deaf ears, making it look like you throwing up gang signs all day. Ain't no one trying to be doing all that. No one trying to be doing all that. So if you're declining orders all day, saying no, that one's not good enough, I would take that one, but that one's not good enough. That one's $1 a mile. It's $1 a mile there, but when you do your taxes, that $1 a mile goes up to $1.68, which is going to be a-okay. Some areas it's like that. It is like that. But if you just decline the whole time and you're online, you shouldn't get paid for just declining. But if you want to get paid for just declining, you'll just go ahead and take that $100 for the day, that $96, and be happy. Okay, you'll just take that $96 and be happy. You got to start thinking about this stuff. There are things that need to be changed, and we need more people to speak about it in the right way. Now, also, we hear drivers, and I'm going to use Thomas Schubeck last night, Glitch Dash. He made a couple comments about the orders that he was not taking. And someone in the comments said, but they're taking you over to where the orders are coming from. But Thomas was saying this order is a round trip. So to me, what I was getting from that, he wants to do the order and then drive back home. So it's a round trip. I was thinking more like you take the order, you drive to where they're sending you, and you stay in that area to make your money, and then you drive back home. So you make more. So I know everyone knows my rule. If there's 1, there's 10. If there's 10, there's 100. If there's 100, there's 1,000. If there's 1,000, there's 10,000 and 100,000 to 1,000,000, right? We all know that. So if Thomas was saying that, I'm not going to take this one because that's a round trip for that total, people. A round trip means going to get the order and coming right back to where you were, which would be his home. Now, there are some people that live around their personal hotspots and they know the area to where they are. So they sit inside their home and they're not even in the parking lot and they're getting all their orders in just like that. Some people can do it like that, but if you live away from where they're sending you and you see that majority of the orders are sending you around that area, that means that all the other orders that you are going to be getting from that area is going to be around the 4 mile to 5 mile range for the same number pretty much that you were going to get. And then if there's a tip on top of that, it's going to turn that from looking like it's an upside down order to being a positive, profitable order. Now, some people say, I don't want to take that chance. Well, you got to take chances in life to understand what's on the other side of the rainbow. You have to do it. And if you don't know, you'll just be sitting there declining all day, which is why they need to have a cap. And the guaranteed minimum wage pay for the drivers in certain areas, that's how they handle that. That's how they're putting caps on these drivers. They're going to be putting in the earn by time and the hourly pay for the drivers so they can cap the drivers. The drivers that don't want to go out there and make it will be capped, and they will be capping themselves. If they cap themselves, those drivers will not drive on those apps anymore, which will free up more space for other drivers to make money, and it won't be so oversaturated. It won't be like that. Okay, it won't be like that at all. But when people speak about these things, we got to make sure that when we speak about these things, we are breaking it down all the way from the top level all the way down to the bottom. If you would like to click the link and speak on this, you can go ahead, Gig, Drive, and Thrive. He says, I like your premise of what you're saying, kind of similar to how Grubhub does it, where you have to accept the orders that are sent to get the guaranteed minimum. Yeah, because then you're just sitting there declining all day. Now, if you were declining all day and getting paid the same as someone else that's taking his orders, now who's going to get mad? The person taking the orders over the person that's just sitting there declining all day. Now you got this now. That would be the complete reciprocal flip of the whole thing, like the people using the glitch and people not using the glitch. It would be just about the exact same thing. You know what I mean? It would be just about the exact same thing there. The people that were not using the glitch were upset with the people who were using the glitch. Now it'll turn in the people that are accepting their orders are going to be mad at people who were just sitting down, declining orders all day. They're not using any skill. No, look, to do this job, first of all, interpersonal skills, customer service. You have to be business savvy. You have to be able to multitask. You have to be able to problem solve right there on the spot. Okay, you have to know how to problem solve. You have to know how to operate heavy machinery. You have to know how to be prompt and early. You have to know how to communicate with your dispatch and support. There's a lot of things you have to do just for dropping off orders. And if you eliminate all those other intricate things that we have to do, why do you want to get paid for just signing on the app? Now, put it like this. A multi-apper can just sign on any app and go online and get paid. Now, what if it was in that city for the app you're using, you're getting paid that $100, and these guys are like, well, I'm gonna turn on all 5 of my apps at one time and decline all day. I want to make $500 a day by not doing nothing. People, it don't work like that. See, when someone really breaks it down and speaks, it really sounds ridiculous, huh? It sounds ridiculous that a multi-apper with dirty app and now be getting paid $500 in one day just for signing online and not doing a damn thing. That's why in California, we have it set with Prop 22. It's for the time that you are accepting, and when the order is complete, you get paid for that time in itself. Family says welfare. Many people are lazy and want free money. This would be welfare to the drivers. Now, a lot of these people that do the complaining and everything are pandemic drivers. When I mean pandemic drivers, you will hear the DoorDash Revolution and myself talk about the pandemic drivers. We are not speaking on the time when you started driving. You're a pandemic driver. Technically, yes. We are talking about the pandemic drivers that did this. The lines are too long. The customer is texting you. Well, hey, look, I can go up there and talk to them. I can try to get your order out earlier in front of all these other drivers here, but I will have to have an extra tip. Okay, I would have to get an extra tip. That's what they were doing right there. And all that other stuff. Necro, you got to charge up the phone to make sure when you start your live, Necro, and you start your live and your phone's on 15%. Nah, G, you got to make sure it's charging up. They were telling people that I can do it if you give me an extra tip. So for an extra tip, they were getting people and holding their orders hostage and making more money off those people, when people in the pandemic time that knew about that, they were making buku money throughout the day. You saw videos of $300 a day all the time. Those drivers have now had their all that income cut. All that income has been cut, and they want that income back. But now they want that same income back, but they don't want to go work for it. Okay? See, they were trying to get paid their own hourly for them doing it during the pandemic time, that when it ended, they now don't want to do anything to make it. They don't want to do anything to make it. And Necro, now that you're here, when I said that I was gonna go ahead and to scare Cherry, strike your channel, I wasn't gonna do it. But just know that, like, I wasn't gonna do it on him talking about the stutter that I just did. Now, when he said on your channel, when I clicked off because how crazy he is, everyone knows that my mom has cancer now. When he said, "Go fuck your sick mom," Necro, this is where you got to check him. Now, if you don't cut that out, and you guys know my mom has cancer, that's gonna be bad. I'm telling you that now. So I didn't say it to trigger him. I'm telling the truth. I have flagged the other videos he had to take down in the past with all that stuff. I was flagging those. Yes, I was not doing it to trigger him. I'm doing it to let him know that I will use my option if I need to. That's not trying to trigger anyone. And for the record, I never, when he said that, re-showed my face. I didn't show your face, Cherry Pick. You went live and put your face up there and didn't think no one was watching it. And when you did, screen record, screenshot, you showed your own face. Stop lying to people. And Necro, he knows. And when I talked about my mom at the dog park and what she's going through, and people said I didn't know about that, you knew about that too. You knew about that too. And when he said, "Go fuck your sick mom," not one of you said anything about it. So I'm just letting you know, remove that from that live stream. I don't want that on that live stream at all. Remove that from the live stream. I got the timestamp for it. He said that after I got off. So remove that from the time stream. That's like bringing someone's wife into the whole thing. Remove that. I don't know no one out there that is that crazy to go talk about someone's parent who has cancer, and you guys accept it. That's why the lounge is going down under. All the stuff you guys were doing over there, that's why. You can't have them go on your channel and do the exact same thing, because guess what? It's not going to be pretty, especially when you talk about my mom and her sickness, especially that. I am highly offended by that. Take that out of your life if you're a smart man. And that's not to trigger anyone. I'm saying it publicly, just like you let him do. Now, active pay drivers will go ahead and make sure that they are getting paid and getting it in. So you got to pick and choose, people. Do you want to get paid for just online pay, or do you want to get paid what? If you do online pay only, they're going to be robbing you and taking money from you. If you do the active pay, at least you're going to get paid for what you think you deserve. Some people, they think they deserve a whole lot more, but that's not what it is. It's not what it is. Think about these options. There's a lot of people that get up and talk about pays and this and that, but they don't have any scenarios broken down on how it can work, different types of pay options. I have never heard anyone go over different types of pay options or anything. I'm the only one that does that, and I'm doing it right now. So the next person that gets up and talks about what they should be getting paid, I suggest that you have a few examples, scenarios, and break them down so people can understand what you're talking about. Don't just get up there and say, "We need to get paid more." Right, guys? We need to get paid more. Right, guys? By just doing that, you're preaching to the choir, man. Ain't nothing going to be done. And there's about a gazillion content creators who do this here on YouTube. Think about that. See, I got a guest right here. Let me see who it is. Let me see who this one is. This is TFT. My main man, TFT. This is my deputy. Let me add TFT to the stage.
You guys already know who it is.
Let me see. He should be added
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
What's up, TFT?
I ain't got a whole
Yep,
lot
I
of
can
time.
hear
I'm in
you.
the middle of a GMB right now, but I ain't got a whole lot of time. Um, the whole pay for online time thing, yeah, no, that's never gonna fly. Never. Because, like you said, too many people just sit there and manipulate the apps to the point where they're getting paid for doing jack shit. And that will bankrupt any company, no matter who the hell it is. Now, if you want to be paid, you're going to have to work. That's all there is to it. Just because I turn on my app while I'm sitting at home, when my home is outside the zone, I ain't getting paid. I shouldn't be getting paid because I'm not even in the zone to begin with. So it's like there's a lot of things that no, that ain't gonna work ever. Uh, just like the whole wanting to start a dasher union. That's not gonna work because all they'll do is just start deactivating everybody who signs up for it and replacing them. That's why a security union will never work. Security companies will just drop them and hire a new one. That's all there is. It's a pain in the ass, yes. Yeah, now, don't get me wrong. Base pays, yeah, they're far too freaking low in my opinion. Yeah, they need to up that a little bit. Put that back to the way it was a couple of years ago. Or 3 or 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years before my time. Because y'all know I started during the pandemic. Am I a quote unquote pandemic driver? Technically, yes. Realistically, no. 'Cause I'm not holding anybody's order hostage. I don't care who the hell it is.
Right.
But that's my personal opinion on the matter, and I got to get so I can get my next destination going. That's all I wanted to say. I appreciate you letting me up. Thank you, Reese. And I will catch you
Leave your
guys on the
final
flip
words,
side. I'll
TFT.
be floating around.
You
Oh,
cannot
you
leave
already
without
know.
your final
Everybody know
words,
my
though.
final words.
Yeah, but you
Everybody's
know
getting
what ain't
tired
the
of hearing
same
my
unless you say them.
same thing over and over and over again. But I'll say it anyway because it bears repeating. Even now, somebody may be getting tired, but it bears repeating. You got to do this job. Look, you got to do any job. Don't matter if it's gig work or W-2 or anything. Do it right. Don't half-ass shit. Do it to the best of your ability, not somebody else's. If your ability is not good enough for that job, trust me, you'll know because it'll let you go.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, get equipment, use it for any job, no matter if it's delivery driving or not. And do what's good for you. Make your money the way you have to make your money. Don't listen to us because honestly, most of us, we're telling you stuff from our point of view in our markets, our situations. That may not work for you. Take everything we say, sure, listen to it, take what you need from it. That's it. Move on and have a blessed day.
See you later, TFT. People, that's the deputy. When he pops in, he goes ahead and gets it in. And you guys almost heard the Lone Ranger. I have an alter ego. The Lone Ranger, if you've been watching Hot Facts from the beginning, he comes out and corrects anything that's negative. And he almost popped out right now. He has a completely different voice. And you guys will hear him one of these times when something is just completely ridiculous. He pops out. But before we end this topic here on this pay thing, if you are a content creator and you're just talking about we need to get paid more and you don't come up with any solutions, you don't come up with anything that you can break down to show people, give examples of anything, don't say it at all because all you're doing is stirring the Kool-Aid up without putting any possible situations or scenarios out there that people can look into. Some of these situations and scenarios that people will look into might get put on some ballots in some states. You never know. But if you just get up there and talk and don't bring out anything that makes sense, you're not making no sense. And all you're doing is babbling and yapping. At least come through with something that you can give back to the people. That is your responsibility when you get up here to try to educate and teach people about certain things. Now, this is an opinionated topic right here. Yay or nay? Will it work? Will it not work? You got to think about that. At least have it so it's opinionated, open end discussion. Bring up all your points, bring up all your things. And maybe if someone clicks that link, they'll have other points that they had, but they never wanted to bring it up because they felt that if they said it, it's stupid. Okay, so let's go ahead and knock that one off right there. We're going to get into this next topic here. Pedro DoorDash Santiago is now back. People, he went live this morning. He put up everything. He's back fully monetized on YouTube. He showed his paperwork. He's back on. He said he lost a lot of money going back 4 months ago, but he is back on. Now, we have seen him do his live shows. He's been cursing a whole lot more. He's been telling people, do what you want. He even let Roy up there to try to tear down Thomas Schubeck Glitch Dash, hashtag Glitchgate. He even brought up Roy up there and let Roy go nuts because he was not monetized. Now, I wrote him. He let me on, but he would not read my comment because I asked him, you know, you're back on now, huh? I said, are you going to do anything different? He refused to even answer that, but someone did say something, and he said the reason why he was gone was because he admitted to taking videos from TikTok, trying to create them into shorts on his own and not doing the editing right. So he admitted to his theft from there to try to generate his own thing here. That's all how he got put on punishment and on suspension. Now we got to see, are we going to see all the cursing and bad words stop that he has been allowing on his show? Pedro is back. We don't know what to expect. He seems like he's going to be up and rolling, doing it. Which Pedro are we going to see now that the money is going to be coming back in his pocket? Is he going to be greedy Pedro? Is he going to be hoodie Pedro? Is he going to be petty Pedro? Is he going to be positive Pedro? Is he going to be just Pedro DoorDash Santiago? Which one is he going to be? Or is he going to be the alter ego with Hannibal when they go at Eli? Is he going to be the Eli destroyer, Pedro? Which Pedro are we going to see? People are saying, well, why are you putting all this and saying all these names? These are all of his alter egos that he goes by, people. So which Pedro are we going to see? We don't know. We will find out. Hopefully, it's one that is an improvement over what's been going on. Hopefully, it's someone that's going to be more transparent with the people. Like when he said he shared the glitch with Nugs and Nugs shared the glitch with him. You know, remember, people, when Pedro said, I told 4 people. Remember, I kept saying, he said he told 4 people. And we all know that other people talk. Well, we all know that Nugs was one of the 4 people that he told. Okay? He said it out of his own mouth. He told 4 people. So, are they going to be more transparent with the people? Say, do it if you want to. The glitch is still going on. Glitchgate, hashtag Glitchgate. The glitch is still going on. There are some people that say they can use it, but they don't want to because they don't want to get deactivated. At least Thomas Schubeck Glitch Dash put it out there and told people, if you do it at your own risk. But here is what's out there. Do it if you want to make more money. Now check this out. There's a lot of people that will not do it now, even though that they know they can pick these orders because they know it's wrong and they can be deactivated, which is why those other people were trying to keep it a secret and they were trying to scam and make more money off of everyone. Now, Pedro and Hannibal, they're supposed to have this live stream tonight. They're supposed to be going on, I guess, talking about something about making your wives get on stage and camera and all this other stuff. I guess they're going to be talking about Eli. I don't know what that's going to be about, but I will be tuning in to that so I can give a report back on that. And there you go there. I'm going to leave them alone. And I'm going to get right to my meat and potatoes of this interview. Eli, Coach Eli, authentic 2, Coach Eli, 2 authentic, Eli Malayas, Eli Mills, whatever. Now, I'm going to clear this whole thing with you right now, Eli, and we got to get this straight right now. First of all, for everyone that does not know, I am a reporter, a journalist. I am the head of Hot Facts with Robert Reese, okay? So, I cover the gig economy also, and it's my main news covering. I am actively covering the lounge, neck row getting bags. I'm covering Eli, Pedro, and Hannibal. I'm covering Jeff Thomas Black. I'm covering Brian. I have right now about 20 channels that I am actively covering right now. I have about 50 or 60 that I have covered that I have in my files. So for those of you who do not understand what I do, I cover people. You ever heard a journalist say, well, I've been covering this person for 3-4 months. I've been covering some of these channels for over a year. The information that I have gathered from me covering these channels, it's all the way accurate because I am gathering and covering them. Okay, that is what I do. I am my own journalist for the news show, and I cover and I do the work, which is why I always have notes and everything. I cover. When I'm doing the boardroom, I'm covering these people. I cover them. Okay, so Eli, I am covering you. I'm going to take you into your file cabinet with me. Let's go down memory lane. Now, can you just click on my click on to where my live videos are, please, so I can see them in order. Okay. Now, let's go back here. Okay. I interviewed Glitch Dash. What's up, Matthew? I interviewed Glitch Dash, Thomas Schubeck, 3 weeks ago, right? Let's talk about respect. Let's talk about what you do comes back on to you, and you cannot hide. Eli, I've been covering you. Now, I did the interview with Glitchgate, Thomas Schubeck, right? During that interview with Thomas Schubeck, Eli, you said, no, interviews are supposed to be, no one can go ahead and get on there. During this interview with Thomas Schubeck, if you want me to, I did Thomas's interview first. You clicked the link and hopped in on Thomas Schubeck's interview. You said no one should do that. Okay, you did that before I interviewed you. So you interrupted and hopped in on Thomas's interview to start talking about Pedro DoorDash Santiago. You did that. It had nothing to do with it. And then the Information Man show was upset about that. So he hopped in because you hopped in. That's what you did. You started your own thing right there. You did that yourself. You did that yourself. Now, Pedro said he got up there and is not talking about the interview at all. That was total disrespect. You have never, since you say you're a life coach and you say, well, we always make mistakes, you have not mentioned at all to any of your people when you're doing your show that you actually interrupted Thomas's interview and start talking about Pedro. You can go back and watch. Thomas sat back quiet because he was like, he just hopped in there. You did that to Thomas, which you showed Thomas no respect. Eli, I've been covering you, and me covering you is my personal interactions with you. So what I'm saying is 1000% accurate, and I can actually go back to the video and show what you did. That's why Pedro hopped on, in case you don't remember that. Now, I get over to Eli's to do Eli's interview. Here you go, babe. Now, guess what happens? Guess what happens? While doing your interview, conducting your interview, okay? While conducting your interview, you had someone that hopped in your interview who was supporting you and one person that was opposing you. Two people hopped in on Glitch Dash's interview. You were the first, and someone hopped in because of you. So now, Eli, let's get to your interview that happened like a day and a half later, Eli. Your interview happened a day and a half later, Eli. Now on your interview, two people hopped in. What's up, Bob Bradley? Two people hopped in on your interview. correct? Eye for an eye, right? 2 for 2, right? You felt it was disrespectful, and you were set up. So as much as I hate to do it, Pedro felt that he was set up, and I was in on it. That's what Pedro thought. That's what he thought. You're doing this to Torp also, and we're going to get into that. But you did the exact same thing, like you did that to Thomas. And then when it happened to you, you were upset. You cannot take that away. That is the historical data on what happened, and I've been covering you, Eli. You cannot take that back. You're trash for not explaining that to any of your people. Now, this dude is ridiculous. And I ain't heard Uber Jeep AZ say one thing about you or positive or even comment about your stuff. Like, why do you keep bringing him up on he's backing you up and all this stuff? You can't keep talking up a game to bring people in, to have people go ahead and go at them. That's why people stay away from you. I've noticed that from covering you. You are very vindictive and manipulative. All right? You. I'm going to get to my next thing here. You brought up, because I tagged you in a video, and I said, people, don't get scammed by these YouTube channels. I showed a channel that had membership starting at $2.99 all the way to $99. And on every single membership was the exact same thing. There was no difference. Eli, here's what you said. And Robert just goes and talks. He doesn't get his facts right or anything. This is what they are for. Eli, normally when someone starts off something with WHAT, what? That is a question. It's a question, not assuming. You have a hard time paying attention. A life coach, you should understand the paying attention skills. I said, my question was, what is the difference between the memberships? Here's what your answer was. Well, people, I have one that starts off at $29.99 and they go all the way down for $99.99. He said these are sponsorships, not memberships. Okay. Here's the difference between a sponsorship and a membership. Okay. Here is the difference between a sponsorship and a membership. People need to grow up. People act like if you watch a stream that you are taking a side. I don't know where that came from, but we're going into doing it like this. Eli, let me break down the difference between a sponsorship and a membership. As a sponsorship, if I'm going to be put on an auto payment every month, I would like to know what I am sponsoring. Much like the people who are on YouTube who get sponsored, okay? People get sponsored, and, like Buckle. Buckle sponsors Pedro and Sarah Elizabeth and all these other people, right? They know what they are sponsoring. They know what they are putting into for what they are sponsoring. They are sponsoring people that are doing the gig work who can get their business out to all the other gig drivers. A sponsor needs to know what they are sponsoring. Now, while I was professional fundraising, raising money for Help Me See, the Wounded Warrior Project, Child Fund International, the World Wildlife Fund, we get people to sponsor a monthly donation. We let them know what's going to happen. Like if you sponsor this kid in Uganda, the kid is going to get fresh, clean drinking water. They're going to be able to go to school. They're going to be able to get 3 meals a day. They're going to be able to get medical treatment. They're going to be able to have a better opportunity in life. They're going to be able to keep in touch and be a pen pal with the person that is sponsoring them. That is what that person that is sponsoring that child, that's what they know the sponsorship is going into, okay? You don't know what a sponsorship is. Now, a membership, Coach Eli, is this. This is a membership. My wife just went to the gym. I just dropped her off. She just got out and just went to the gym. She knows with her paid membership, she gets these amenities. She gets to use the whole gym. Any piece of equipment she gets to use. She gets to go there to their sports bar and buy whatever protein or whatever she wants to get. She can take any class for free that she wants to. She can use the pool, the sauna, the showers. She can actually she can go ahead and bring in a guest to work out for free. These are benefits and amenities that you get for your membership. Sponsorship and memberships are completely different. A membership, you are paying to receive things. A sponsorship, you are paying to sponsor to help certain things out. Now, here is where you get slapped backhanded in your face, Eli, because I've been covering you, right? Here's where you get smacked. And all of this is true. If you think this is all true, people, give a thumbs up. Eli, this is what is all true. Your girlfriend, your lady, what you say, she actually did a much better job than you. She actually cut you off when you were trying to speak about it, and she sounded better than what you did. You couldn't even give a definite reply to what do you get separate with each level of your sponsorship. Also, you said, well, you get to come in chats where you guys are members, and you guys, now it says members only. It says members only chat, you say, and members only videos, not sponsors. Members are different. Members are different, Eli. Remember that. Your wife, your girlfriend, fiance, your significant other did a much better job. Here's what, what's her name again? Can someone type her name again? So I can know her name again, so I can say her name. I don't want to be disrespectful and keep saying your wife or your girlfriend. What is her name again? Can someone type it in the chat, please? What is Eli's girlfriend name again? I forgot. I have to say it so I'm not being disrespectful. Dawn is her name. Dawn is his name. I mean, Dawn is her name. Dawn said this. Well, thank you, Matthew. Dawn said this. Eli, you just did it yesterday. She said, well, you know, the sponsorships, you know, it goes into the life coaching. And she named like 2 other things. But you see, sponsorship with life coaching means that there's someone that you are coaching that the sponsor is going to be giving money to help sponsor. At least she gave some examples of what what the memberships are. She didn't go with the differences between all of them, but she at least gave an example of what goes on. Now that she said, unless you did not want her to open her mouth, she said this, Eli. You know, it helps with the life coaching. I thought that you were going to be, since you are so great at working in front of the camera, I thought you were going to pick up on that and go in to say, oh, yes. Well, you know, with the $99 sponsorship, you get life coaching once a week. We're able to set up appointments, work on different schedules for you. You didn't do any of that at all. She brought it up and you failed to even realize that. So you look even dumb right there. So when I said people watch out for these scams, there's no way in the world you can have from $2.99 the exact same benefits or whatever it is for something that costs $100. You cannot have that. And if someone is doing that, they are robbing you. They are robbing you and taking your money. That is manipulative. If you cannot explain what you actually get, there's a huge problem there, Eli. Like when you go look at HotFacts membership, you get to see the supporter, you get rapid replies to comments and questions. That's it. With the Hot Crew team member, it tells you everything that you get. You can have a one-on-one interview. You can help out with titles on for future shows. Okay. For future shows, you get shout outs on your birthday. If you are a gig channel, your channel gets shouted out and do different things. You're able to I got the list up there. There's like 5 or 6 different things there. Okay, there's a difference in the membership. You have to know what your memberships are when you put them out there to people. It's a business. If not, people are going to put up there that they are being scammed and frauded by someone who's fraudulent. That is what it is. And if you can't separate your own memberships yourself, there's a problem. So when you said Hot Facts with Robert Reese, don't make up things. You got to get your facts straight. I went over the facts. The video is your own channel and your own memberships. I am looking at what you are putting out there publicly. I am addressing what you are putting out there publicly to know the difference. What if someone wants to say, hey, I want to be a member with Eli? Well, what do I get? Well, it says life coaching, but all you're going to get is when you click on there, he's going to be saying people are trolls and things like that, and you're not going to get any type of life coaching. You might get life coaching on how to delete a troll or kick them out your channel. That's not going to help them in life. It's not going to help them in life at all. Let me see this right here. Look, Eli, you say Eli is doing something right. There's nothing wrong with having a channel. There's nothing wrong with doing any of that. But if I'm going to start a business and I have different programs in my business, it's like a brochure. Okay, let's say you're going to go pay for a cruise. And they say, well, we have a cruise. We have 3 different packages for the cruise. They all have a different price. The package for the cheapest cruise, you do not get the same amenities as the package that costs more money for going on the cruise. It don't work like that. Thank you, Bob Bradley, for that super chat there. It don't work like that at all. If you fly on the plane, if you pay for a coach ticket, you cannot take that coach ticket and go walk up to first class. There is a difference in what you pay, and they break it down. By you going up here, now, your insurance sales and doing all that, we all know insurance, it's a way to gain money and gain it all for yourself. We all get that. We all get that. So this is another way for you to funnel money coming into yourself by not even giving an example of what they're paying for. Just going and talking and always saying, right, babe, right, my lady. You got up there saying, yeah, babe, and your boobies look better than theirs. No one wants to hear that crap. No one wants to hear that crap. Go over what they are paying for. Gee whiz. WG Agency, what's up? He thought you were a troll when you went in there. Yeah, this dude is weird. Dude is weird. You need to know about that, Eli. I've been covering you. Now, from you interrupting Glitch Dash's interview, to you not knowing membership from sponsorship, from not breaking it down to the people who may want to help, that's wrong. Last but not least, Eli, I'm about to break you down right here. About to break you down right here. You did a live with Don, and the title was, should you bring your wives on YouTube? That was an interesting title for your show, which means you were watching, what's up, Joe? You were watching my conversation and my live that I had with Jeff Thomas Black. Remember, I said I'm going to talk about twerp in a little bit on that manipulation. You were watching my talk with Jeff Thomas Black, and you never addressed it. You put a title up, but you never addressed it. Okay. Should you bring your woman on YouTube? That's not what we were speaking about. We were speaking about you, Eli. Remember, I'm covering you. I'm a journalist covering you. So make sure you get this right, Eli. Make sure you get this right. This is all factual. Okay? Okay, Eli? All factual here. We were speaking about how you you did your live, you mouthed off and you were threatening Pedro and Hannibal, and then you backed out of it. And let's bring in Torp here. I'm not a fighter. Torp's a fighter. He'll rip you guys to shreds. Okay? Now when Torp brings up his wife, why don't you guys tell Torp's wife the same things that you tell my wife? Why don't you talk to Torp the same way that you tell my wife? We were talking about you bringing your woman into a situation that can make another man's woman get hurt mentally, verbally, and everything else like that. What's up, vlogs? We were speaking about that, not bringing your wife on YouTube, your girlfriend on YouTube, not bringing Don on YouTube. We were talking about you having her on YouTube, acting like a big tough guy, trying to threaten Pedro and Hannibal, then jumping back and say, I'm not going to do it. Torp is going to do it. Torp, let's reschedule our interview. Now you bring in your wife. Now, once that's done, you went on there and start saying, Pedro, now do this to Torp. We're talking about you trying to bring somebody else's wife onto a YouTube screen to have bad things happen. That's what we are talking about. Not should you bring your significant other on YouTube. You tried to manipulate everyone by cutting that out. The whole thing is you. And now what really got you is Torp was inside the chat. And Torp said, this is an excellent point of view. I'm glad you guys are talking about this. Torp also said, I'm going to have to talk to Eli about this. The reason why Torp said that, Eli, is because he realized what we were talking about could actually be happening. So the question is, if someone cannot handle their own duty, should they bring in someone else's wife to have them go through an explosion because of what you are doing? Your title of your show, you never covered any of that. Look, my thing right here is live about wife, not about, it says live about wife, not addressing the truth. We are addressing the truth right now. Eli, we are addressing it right now. Now, when you, and I told you to watch, and I tagged you, so I know you're watching. You watch everything that you're tagged in. So now that you're watching this is what the whole thing is. This is what the whole thing is. You now want to do it, right? So Pedro and Hannibal now starts making content about Torp and his wife. Torp has already gone through a battle with Pedro. Torp's wife has never been in nothing like that with Pedro. Don and Eli are the only ones involved with Pedro when Pedro talks about the both of you. And Pedro is talking about how you are using her and getting her up there, and that is your content. You don't want to say it, but Don is your content. Everything that she gets upset about, you go running and crying on camera about it. If she stayed quiet and did not pay attention to anything, all of your content would be gone. All of it. All of your content would be gone. You would have no content at all, Eli. None. No content. And you know that. You know that. Then you have no content when it comes to the gig world. You don't drive. You don't have anything that's relevant to speak about. All you do is hear what someone says. You just found out about Brian's DoorDash gig police. You just found out about that. Someone's trolling you like they are the head of it, and you keep talking to them. You don't know anything. You live in California. You did not know about Prop 22. You did not know how to break it down. You talk about all this stuff. You don't know, okay, at all. You keep talking about the glitch. You don't know about the glitch. You keep talking about pay in this area. You don't know about any of this stuff. You don't know about any of it. All you've been doing was trying to have a feud with Pedro, and you're using the gig world to get back at him. If that's what you want to do, just go ahead and do it with them. And if you ever want to have another interview, Eli, I will ask you these things straight to your face. He says, Reese, read your comments. Except for me, there isn't one gig worker speaking. Just Eli haters. Nah, you got to understand. I don't care. if they're Eli haters or not. You don't gotta be you don't gotta be a delivery driver to watch what the guy does. Don drinking and all this other stuff has nothing to do with gig work. Bringing her on YouTube, the jaded driver, has nothing to do with gig work. It has nothing to do with gig work. Has nothing to do with gig work at all. These stuff. And the things that are going on have nothing to do with gig work, so that makes them have the complete control to say what they have to say. To say what he has to say. And all right. He said, can you hear me now? He says Reese does fluffer. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. If you're trying to use the people to go get mad at Pedro and everything else like that, you can do that on your own, man. You can do that on your own. But you can't be trying to bring up the people in the gig world who are talking about things that you have nothing you have nothing to go on about that. You have nothing to go on. Nothing. So what we tell a lot of people is, we tell a lot of people this: if you don't know what you're talking about, you cannot start speaking about stuff. What if someone has a question and they ask you, and you really know that you know nothing about what they're asking? Or are you just gonna go ahead and talk about certain things just because you heard it? Let me see. We got someone backstage. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, Jenny, I got you here. Let me go ahead and pull you up. Add to stage. You can't be doing this, Eli. And I'm covering you. Okay, I'm covering you. So all the things that you put out, I don't have to reply and do what you think everybody else says. Are you on stage?
Yep.
All right. I don't have to reply and go back and forth how everybody else does. I don't have to do that, Eli, at all. I can take in my information and then put it out like what I'm doing right now. And I did all of that. I did all of that and broke it all the way down for you. Now Jenny is up here. It's my first time meeting you, Jenny. How you doing? This is the Eli segment here. I put the StreamYard link up there so people who want to join in on certain parts. So obviously you have a Eli thing going on. You want to speak about? Go ahead.
Eli doesn't know what he's talking about at all on anything, relationships or anything. He attacks everybody for no reason. Like
Okay.
disability, he doesn't know what he's talking about there because there's about 70% people on YouTube are disabilities.
Right.
And we don't realize how he's like. Some of us known him for 5+ years, and he doesn't know that shit about it.
And that disturbs you. I can tell it disturbs you. Um, Let me tell you this. Me being a personal trainer and have all my stuff in kinesiology, I have to work with special populations, people that have different disabilities. I'll just name a few. Um, let's go with let's go with we'll go with fibromyalgia, we'll go with MS, we'll go with muscular dystrophy, we'll go with ataxia, we'll go with Williams disease. There's different things you work with people with that I have to know exactly what is going on in order for me to help them. I have to
Yeah,
go through school and training to be able to know what the symptoms are, what they have, how to put something together so that they can actually do it. When you don't
you
know these
know,
things and you just say coaching is the way to get through,
yeah,
you can't just do that because you have no background in what these people are speaking about. And when you come across as the life coach and they really need your help and you get mad at them because they're trying to express themselves to you and you go off on them, that's not good. That's not good. Just like the other
or
gentleman that hopped on stage and he was opposing Eli. And it was being autistic. And Eli doesn't know that you do that to one, they're all going to get mad at you because you're talking about all of them. You're talking about all of us. You're talking about all of us. It's not just one person that you're talking about. It affects all of us. And he has to understand that. I'm glad that you did hop on. You said that you've been following them for 5, 6 years?
um 4 years. I
4 years.
think, yeah,
Four years on. So you know exactly what you're talking about. You
yeah.
know exactly what you've seen. You know what has made you upset about Eli. Now, if I can ask you something right here, what would be, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and get this with you right here before we go ahead and head on off. What would be what would be your advice for Eli for the future?
Um, we've been saying a good advice for him all these years. He doesn't take it. He doesn't listen to us. So he he's a useless person. It's his way or the highway. And people try to reason with him, but he doesn't listen to us. So so we do give him advice for a long time and he doesn't listen. If he listen in the future, he still won't get it. So
Mm. Well, you know what? That's your experience. That's your experience with Eli, and everybody
yeah,
has their own experience. People understand that everyone's experience is not the same. She's just
yeah,
giving her experience and what she gets from it. And thank you so much for coming on. in
Here?
speaking. Thank you so much, and I'll see you later. Okay.
Yeah, no problem, see ya.
All right now. Did she click on off yet? Let me see. I think she clicked on off. Okay, let me go ahead and do this. There we go. Remove some space. Let's do this. And I think it's set. Is it set? All right, let me see. Come on now, StreamYard. What are you doing, StreamYard? What are you doing, StreamYard? What is my wife texting me? Is she saying something? Oh yeah, Hot Facts is in the building, babe. Hot Facts is in the building. When I got a good show going on, uh, my wife is watching or listening and watching in the gym. Um, she thinks a lot of the people that attack Eli are pretty mean. She says that Don, she doesn't like what they say about Don and things like that. So she's a woman who thinks about Don. So actually in this live, Don did something that Eli did not do, and actually saved his life. She did that. But my wife doesn't like a lot of people going at her. She's been listening to Don exclusively, and listening to her story and everything. My wife doesn't like the people that are going at her, but at the same time, that's what I said. Eli is using her for the content. That is what I do believe, and she has nothing to do with the other stuff. So I think that's what it is there, and there you go. So the rules on Hot Facts, people. If you don't show your face and you're someone's troll, you can't come on Hot Facts and come on without your face showing to still be a troll. If you are who you are, you got to show your face. Those are the rules of Hot Facts. I don't break them like that. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But you know, my wife doesn't like, how Don gets hit with all that stuff. Like there are some pictures that go up there on that come up in my feed, and people are like showing like they're showing like they actually froze it there and put that up. I'm like, man, man, that is crazy. That is crazy that they do that. But there's always a victim, which is why I was saying the whole thing with Eli trying to bring Torp on there with his wife. Somebody else could be a victim, meaning Torp's wife could actually be a victim because of this other stuff. Now Don gets hit with all type of stuff, and it's not cool sometimes. It's not cool sometimes, but Eli has told her himself. He said, Don, well, you choose how you want to come up here. Um, so to me, that's him pretty much saying, you came up here, you got to deal with that. That's what I think that means there. But that's not cool. That's not cool. But that's why I said if she stayed quiet and she was not on screen, he would lose a lot of content because he goes into a lot of the trolls to talk about what she gets mad at, and that's about 80% of his content is trolls and how to treat Don and there you go there. So
Hi, Robert. How are you?
yep. Oh, my wife says something. My wife said you don't look down on someone unless you're helping them up. So my wife is a Don supporter. Um, my wife is a Don supporter. So my wife, she watches Eli, she watches his stuff to watch Don. Okay. Don has said some things about a daughter getting married. She hopes she can be there, being that my wife is a wife and we have kids. She doesn't, she doesn't like the fact that people go at stuff like that. So my wife is a Don supporter. Don is a woman, and women stick together. My wife sticks by Don's side because she says it goes too far a lot of the times. So that's my wife there. She's speaking from a woman's standpoint. I can't speak from a woman's standpoint. So yeah, there's nothing I can say to speak on that. Go ahead, Jeff.
I don't know. This person in the chat, Chrissy, knows best. Like, fuck this person. Look, Chrissy, we all have past, man. You digging up all the nasty stuff in multiple people's lives who we only know from a distance is just not entertaining to us anymore. You're just wasting our time. I mean, Robert just let one of your crew come on and speak their piece, and it was not a good thing to watch, by the way. She didn't support your team well. She said some stuff that was really, really sad about herself. And that's who she was talking about. It was herself. She can't move on from whatever is going on in her life, and she's obsessed with Eli, as all you folks are. And you somehow want to make that the problem of the gig economy in the middle of a labor revolution, in the middle of an economic crisis, in the middle of a world war, in the middle of other stuff. Move the fuck on, please. Please, you sad people. Please, you sad people, will you move on? We do not have time. If you guys think Eli was your king and you're now afraid he's our king, Eli isn't our king. He's another person that is choosing the right side of history, which is the side of the drivers and fair employment and fair work. That's what Eli is. Eli may be good friends with some of us. He may not be good friends with others of us. We don't know. We all have to make our decisions. But you disabled people, and I mean disabled psychologically, because you're showing me you are. You psychologically disabled people that keep coming on here and taking over our chats about labor and the gig economy and DoorDash and fraud and humanity and civil rights. You're not helping us. You're not helping yourselves either, even if you think you are. Nobody's ever going to listen to you or give you credibility. Nobody cares what you think. Nobody cares what I think either, but I'm not running around, with a campaign that's 5 years old. If I take umbrage with somebody, it's about something they're saying today or doing today. Like Pedro, DoorDash, Glitchy Pants, Poopy Pants, Santiago, he's acting badly today. So I can talk about Pedro today. I'm not going to talk about what Pedro did 5 years ago, man. Because 5 years ago is just forever ago. We don't care. We don't care what Pedro did 5 years ago. That's not fair for us to care. Pedro shouldn't care what I did 5 years ago because he'll never know about it, and he couldn't have any comment on it if he did. So we just got to deal in the present moment. And you folks are mentally ill. You have a glitch in your brain that makes you incapable of looking at this present moment right here, in which we are trying to keep roofs over our heads. We're trying to keep the wheels on our car moving. We're trying to keep getting income. We're trying to survive and feed our kids. And you guys want us to pay attention to your You Hate Eli campaign. We don't care. I mean, I just don't know what else to tell you. We don't care anymore. If you think he's not a nice person and you think Don's not nice, or you think anybody's not nice, just think they're not nice. It's okay. We're okay with you. Just go away. Go away. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. He's been around, and Eli will represent himself. Whatever Eli is today, he will be. Whatever he is tomorrow, he will be. Whatever he is the next day would be. We always have the opportunity to change. Pedro was a gaslighter today. Could Pedro decide not to gaslight people tomorrow? Sure, he could. We'll just wait and see, won't we? That's what I got to say, Robert.
Okay. So I got something to say about that too. Someone made a comment and said, Eli brought this to your community. Here is where I am, people, unbiased. When, I can speak my mind about something that I am covering. I have to clear up something. But Jeff, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here is what you guys got to understand. When you guys said Eli brought this to our community, well, he did do some delivery work, right? He did drive. But the people that are not driving, who are in the chats, you guys order from Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats. You guys go to work using Lyft. You guys go to work using Uber. A lot of you guys are helping pay us on these gig channels. Okay, a lot of you guys are helping us pay, or are paying us. So sometimes, since you are a customer, we want customers, drivers, and merchants to understand what's going on. As you guys being customers, I'm pretty sure when you guys go to work, sometimes you guys order to have food brought on in. You guys probably have thought, what really happens? Are they getting paid like this? I know I tip my driver this. Now that you guys see that the community that Eli, you guys say he's trying to invade or whatever else it is, you guys are seeing that there are real channels out there that do this. And that should have been an insight for you guys to say, hey, man, let me see what I'm doing and how can I help the situation out there. You can do that. You can do that and still have your opinion on other things. But now that you guys are coming into the gig channels, you guys can start to listen a little bit more and see. Some of you guys can say, man, I ordered something and I didn't tip them at all. And the driver looked mad. I don't know where he came from. I wonder if he came from like 8 miles away to come here just for this Slurpee I ordered. You don't know those things, but these are things that can pop in your head. And no, we are all human. We are all in this world together. And, the community that we are in, you guys are actually the force behind that gives us money to keep going. So when the government shuts all the way down and they name these essential workers, we workers are going to be the ones go ahead and giving you food and all that other stuff like that. So you guys can go ahead and do your thing. Now, if that happens, is Eli going to start driving more? Well, if he does, he's going to have some driving stuff to talk about during that time. Okay. But, you guys are here watching, and you're watching the gig channel that's going over. I had an issue with the gentleman that I had to address and break it down. I have to break it down so he knows exactly what I'm talking about. He interrupted Glitch Dash's interview. Then the Information Man show went on there. And then when it happened to him, he was upset and this and that. So I had to go ahead and break it down. This is what it is. Any comments that's going out there. And I don't look at the comments when I'm doing a chat like that. When I'm doing a live, I go periodically and look. I don't focus on the chat itself. I see them when they come on in. But if there were stuff, my wife probably got mad because she probably read some comments about Don talking about her really bad that I have not seen. And my wife was upset. She let me know about it. She texted me. She was upset. So when I saw it, I went and looked and saw that she wrote something. I said, yeah, my wife is upset. So, I didn't see any of that stuff, but that's why she's getting upset because of the whole Don thing. So if you type some crazy things about Don in here and during this whole live, I never said one thing bad about Don. I never said one thing bad about Don. I did say what she did that was really great. When Eli didn't know what was the difference between his memberships, and she said, well, it goes in for the life coaching and this and that. She was giving examples of what the membership, what you pay for, is going to get you. That was a great job doing that. I did that also so people can see that even though someone gets ragged on a lot, you can help out a situation. You just got to listen to them. Coincidentally, I was the one that was listening to her say that during the live. Other people were still there trolling. Okay.
Well,
So, yeah.
Robert, so one of the things you say is when you bring somebody onto the news channel, you qualify them. And I think you've given some grace, if you will, to multiple people from Eli's troll patrol, if we may call them that. You've let a number of those people up, and they've always represented themselves very poorly, as they are doing in our chat today, with hate speech, with misogynistic statements about Don and others. I just don't think these people belong in our community anymore, Robert. I just don't think they've represented themselves well. I don't think they're qualified to be in our community anymore. I don't. That's Jeff Thomas Black's opinion. They don't bring anything here for us. It's not a matter of their free speech. They're nothing but unproductive. They're not helping us. So I mean, I'm personally done with them, but I think this is an important discussion because this type of trolling, this type of long-term smearing is obviously a product of some serious problems for these people. And again, they demonstrate that for themselves with their own words and behaviors when they come into our shows and our chats and our community. So I think I would like to respectfully ask them to leave and stay gone.
Yeah. The jaded driver, we're not talking about, well, jaded driver, before this whole thing started, I went through my whole show. I went through a whole show and topics. There are drivers in. It's just that when it got to when they saw, okay, he has to be gonna be going over Eli now, that's when they came over to see, okay, he's talking about Eli now. But all the other stuff about how should we get paid online versus active, the different scenarios I brought in, they were not watching that. They were not watching the Dasher getting arrested and going to jail. Um, they were not watching that. Going over Pedro and Hannibal and Pedro being back being monetized. They weren't going over that. They hopped in on the Eli part to go ahead and do it. Now, the reason why, Jeff, I've been lenient on for some of them is because just like how Jenny hopped on, she's disabled, and for the most part, uh, 3 people have came on. 3 have been disabled. 1 was on Eli's side. So it seems like there is a large population of disabled people that tune in to watch him, but they don't get a chance to speak because they get blocked. And I guess they see that well, we can go over there and say why we're upset. And I've been trying to actually see, since I'm covering the guy, what type of people are going to be coming up. Coincidentally, the people that show their face have been disabled. The people that go backstage, when I say you have to show your face, they leave from backstage. So that's letting me know when someone gets up and they show their face, they probably have something to say, but because they're disabled, it doesn't come out the right way. Some
Well,
of the other people hop backstage, and when I say you guys show your face, they want to leave because they don't want to give their face up. So, I got to separate the two. And if that's how I got to do it, sometimes I got to go play dirty like that. You know what I mean? Just so I can see what's going on.
This is such a great example, Robert, because somebody named MC, who of course doesn't have a picture up here, commented, Eli is flagging your DoorDash accounts. Why is there suddenly so many deactivations since Eli appeared? You know what that's called, Robert? That's called scapegoating. And if you're a Jew, you know all about scapegoating. Why are all the bad things happening since the Jewish people appeared, Robert? Why is that? That's the same stuff. I mean, that's absurd. Robert, you've been in this business for a long time. I hope you don't let this person speak over the top of me.
No. This person will not.
Long time, and this is classic scale. Eli is flagging your DoorDash accounts. Why is there suddenly so many? So this person wants us to now assume that we can blame Eli for all the bad stuff that happened. That's great. Look, I mean, they played this game with me too. They played this game with you, Robert Reese. Let's blame Robert Reese for all the bad stuff that happens because he's reporting the fucking news. Let's blame Jeff Thomas Black because he wrote a fucking book. Let's blame everybody that comes here with truth and transparency. It's a fucking genius plan, man. Could we be more obvious?
Yeah, man, we're right there. Now we got in the chat, it's RJ. How are you doing, RJ? You can hit the unmute button now. How are you, RJ?
Hey, Robert, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. When you do come on Hot Facts, you gotta make sure I'm a channel. I do understand throughout the flow of speech, bad words can come out, and I still have greens on my live streams that show that they can come out, but you just can't get up here and drop in all these words because it is my show, and I like people to be able to sit and watch and listen to what's going on. So if you are up here with a pretty good vocabulary that's more than 4-letter words, you're happy to go ahead and do your thing. Go ahead and first of all, let me know why you want to click on the link.
Well, because I have been listening to your show and you've been talking about different things concerning a certain life coach, and I have some experience with that myself.
Now, personal experience, like did you ever get signed up to have him as a life coach, or experiences online watching him speak? Which one is it? A personal relationship, or is it something that is just going on and a lot of people are saying the same thing, so you feel the same way?
Well, it's basically we met over YouTube, and what everyone is saying is correct. He does say things that he really doesn't know anything about. He doesn't do any sort of research on things. And I hold a doctorate. Okay, I hold a doctorate degree. I hold a master's degree. I hold a bachelor's degree and an AA degree. Okay, I've, you know, I attended the seminary back in 2006 to start my doctoral program, and I graduated in 2013. So I know a lot about doing research. I mean, my gosh, I had to do research on theological topics. And what he does is he'll hear things or he'll read articles or blogs and he'll give his opinion. And a lot of times his opinion doesn't make sense, in my opinion.
Well, that's one thing about an opinion.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and hop in there. Here on
Yeah.
Hot Facts is the truth behind what you stand for.
Right.
And no opinion has to be validated by anyone else because it's someone's own personal opinion.
Right.
If it doesn't make sense to someone, then there has to be another question coming from the person who doesn't understand for them to break it down so that they can get a little bit better insight
Right.
on it. People have to understand the difference from opinions and going out there teaching and trying to state facts.
Right.
Two separate things. Now, there's a lot of people who are overly opinionated
Mm-hmm.
who refuse to accept opinions.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Right.
So we have to get that in. Now, myself, I have been attacked so many times for the news that I put up, and when I give an opinion on something, some people get
Mm-hmm.
mad.
Yeah.
It's different from when I give an opinion over like when I'm going ahead and dropping hot facts and breaking it down. There's two
Mm-hmm.
separate sides to that. Now, my opinion could be going on the facts that I'm bringing out, but some people just don't respect it because it's an opinion. I get beat up so many times because of that. Jeff Thomas Black gets beat up so many times. He's getting beat up for writing a book that is going to help drivers out there, especially, when things happen to him. He's getting beat up for giving his experience, his personal experience on what happens. He gets beat up for that. Now, is that an opinion? It's both fact and opinion what he's going on. Okay. So I don't want people to just get up here and let's say Eli said something, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he's giving an opinion
Mm-hmm.
on what he said. I don't want people to get up here and say, well, I'm going to give an opinion on Eli, not an opinion on what he's giving an opinion on, so I can give my opinion on the same thing so we can see what the difference is. Because now it goes from being opinionated to personal attacks.
Right.
It can hop the fence just like that.
Right.
It can hop that fence.
Right. And the thing is like when he attacks Pedro, to me that's not fair. That it's not right to attack someone and to say, "Oh, well, have your wife come on," or whatever. And he's done that before to other people.
See, I
And
don't know that history there. I don't know if he has done that with other people. That's why I'm saying it you shouldn't bring
right.
wives and things in. Now, if he's done that to other people, he's gonna have to start changing that, because that's how you can ruin a relationship with the person that you have the good relationship with.
But
When their spouse or significant other gets put into a gauntlet. That's something that people just got to work on in general.
Mm-hmm.
Now he go ahead, finish up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, and one time he did call me a blind faggot.
Okay, so I should have made a correction. That word right there, spell it out.
Okay.
Spell it out or something like that. You know, but don't say it. I don't want someone to get offended by it. That is a term that now is pretty bad. And
Yeah,
so,
I
you
understand that.
know,
I,
that
I
was a slip up.
apologize.
Yeah, that was a slip up there. Spell it out next time or something. You know what I mean?
Okay, but I mean, he got upset and said and called me a blind, desperate YouTuber. I mean, like, what am I desperate for?
Are
I
you
mean,
blind?
yes,
You're clinically blind.
yes. In fact, hold on just a second. I forgot something. I forgot to do something real quick.
Well, while he's away for a minute, Robert, I'll just say, so these anecdotes.
All
Well,
right. Can you see
nobody.
me?
Yeah, give us 1 second there, buddy. I'm going to say something, then you get to say something.
Alrighty.
These anecdotes, I don't think we don't have to doubt the veracity of or the truth of what you're saying, sir. But for that to apply, I think you're getting something confused. This is our gig app and GigTube community here. This is where we talk about making our living and feeding our children and putting a roof over our head. And so for you to bring these past things into us, while they're all maybe very interesting, maybe even very important, you're doing this in the wrong place, in the wrong community, at the wrong time. And for some reason, you can't hear me say that. You can't hear other people say that to you, that you're telling us what we can believe you, but we don't kick people off planet Earth when they made a mistake with hate speech in the past. If we did, there wouldn't be very many people on Earth right now. So we have to let Eli go on with his life, and you have to let us go on with our labor movement, sir, because we are not interested. I can uniformly say for the people that I represent, and I represent a fair number of people right here speaking today, not as just right here, right now. Me, Jeff Thomas Black, I represent a lot of people when I say, I wish you would leave our community alone, because Eli is not our leader. He's another person that joined our community, and he's on the right side of history here. And he's just another guy. He's not our leader. If he was your leader someday or your coach, that's fine. He's not our leader and our coach. He's another participant. Robert's a participant. I'm a participant. There's lots of participants. You're getting confused here and thinking that somehow Eli is going to lead us down a bad path. Eli is not our leader, sir. Stop trying to make Eli our leader. They wanted to make me our leader one time. I'm not our leader either, right? Robert's not our leader. We all play a role here, but we're all in this together as the people. So for you to keep bringing up one fucking guy, my friend, one fucking guy who I've never met in person, I've never even shared the same fucking YouTube screen to him, and instead of focusing on our labor revolution, which our current livelihoods and lives and deaths depend on, you keep bringing up something that happened with a guy in our community, not your community. And I see these awful, stupid things that you and your friends are putting about me having sex with Eli's significant other and other things. You people are acting badly. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. We don't want you here anymore. Go away. Thank you, Robert. I'm going to say goodbye because I do not want to be on the screen with this person anymore. Thank you very much, Robert. You have a great show. Sir, I wish you the best. You need to get a life and stop worrying about things that happened a number of years ago, or at least go worry about them in your own community. Leave my community alone, please. Thank you.
That was Jeff Thomas Black. And Matthew is a supporter of HotFacts. He signed up for the supporter membership there, people. He gets auto replies instantly to comments. He says Eli already apologized for saying that to you. Did you know that Eli apologized to you?
Eli apologized for that, but it's like when he apologizes, it's not sincere.
Okay.
It's really not sincere. And again, look, I'm not trying to bring things into y'all's community, but he did go into your community. Okay, he did start trouble. Okay? That's what I'm trying to get at.
Oh no, I got you there. No, I got you there.
And for
He has
Jeffrey
stirred up some things.
and for Jeffrey Thomas Black to come on here and say that I'm part of the problem, that's what it said. That's what it sounded like he was saying. The only thing I'm saying is, look, this is what he does. He goes from community to community and stirs up drama. And I'm sorry that.
Well, now I'm telling you this. I have seen, you know, I have seen what you're talking about. I've seen situations. So I do understand what you guys are saying. And just like I told Jeff, some of you guys are not able to get up there and speak because he blocks you out and you're not able to do anything. So, you know, while all this is going on, and I have the Eli moment up here, the sex section, I put the link up there. Now, the things that I went over, you know, the interview, the memberships, and addressing certain things, you know, those are things that I have witnessed myself. You guys are coming in and saying some other things. Now, I'm so sorry. I'll apologize for anybody out there if someone makes fun of someone that's blind. Don't do that at all. If you lose one of your five senses, your life would be very, very difficult. Don't do it. And if you are going to sincerely and genuinely apologize to that person. Get their phone number. You know, don't do it on email. Get their phone number. Call them so that they can hear you themselves. And don't use the one person to try to apologize to everybody else out there. The person that was directly affected, get in contact with that person, get it done that way. He says he's a life coach. Hopefully he takes those words in there and starts doing that. My whole thing is I just wish he would have addressed the wife being on YouTube thing correctly, and to please reconsider any of the questions that you're going to have with Torp and his wife, so that Torp's wife is not a victim. That's what I want to cover there. But we are at 1:56. We're about to get out of here. We're 2 hours in. I'll go ahead and what I do with people before we head off the air, I give them their final thoughts. I give them their final thoughts, and on your final thoughts, you can say whatever you want. He says, Jack, stop with the clips, or I'm filing for an. Okay, Eli, see, Eli, you have me blocked over there on yours, but you're not blocked on mine. You see how we can see your comment here, Eli? That's something else that needs to be addressed also. If I can allow you to type on my chat, you have to be able to allow me to type in yours. Same thing. You're in here because I know you're watching. Now that I know you're watching, hey, you know what? Go ahead and click on off. I'm going to address this now. Go ahead and click on off. I'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping on there.
All right. You want me to come off or to get off?
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you for having me. And again, I'm not trying to start trouble or anything like that, my friend.
Oh, I got you. This is hot facts, man. Your opinions can be heard here. It's
all
hot
right,
facts.
buddy. All right. Yeah. Well, I'll be watching. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right, man. God bless.
Now, Eli, you are here, Eli. Now, I know you've been watching the whole thing. Since you are here and you are typing in the comments, Eli, you need. I'll unblock you today, Reese. All right. So, the things that I'm talking about, Eli, are the things that actually happened. Don actually did a great job while explaining what a membership or a sponsorship could have on your channel. You didn't address the thing with Torp and saying that Torp was going to tear them to shreds and bring on your wife and Pedro and Hannibal. Let's see you say that to Torp's wife. I don't agree with dragging somebody else's wife involved in. You didn't address that right with your title of your show yesterday. You interrupted Thomas Glitch Dash's interview when I was interviewing him to talk about Pedro, but you got upset when the people when I allowed them come up on yours. you open that gate, that's what happened there. I have to clear this stuff up there. It is what it is. I'm covering. You're one of the people that I am actively covering right now. Actively. I am actively covering, which means I'm doing my research in detail. And if I am fully involved in the research that I'm going on, it's never going to be fake. And it's never going to be what you guys call that fluff or nutter and all that other stuff. That's definitely not what it is. I addressed the things I had to address with you. We went over a few more things here. Went over Pedro and Hannibal's back. My very next, the boardroom people. The boardroom is going to be Side Hustle Addict and Cars and Cribs. Those will be the next two going up to be paired up. I'm going to be working on that over the next day or so, a couple of days. I'm going to drop that for you guys. And I want to give a round of applause to my wife because she actually went into the chat. She actually went into the chat and spoke her mind about some stuff. And she did that. And the jaded driver, I didn't understand how you could not know that that's my wife when it says Reese. And whenever I say her name, I say Emilia and things like that. So Reese and Reese, that is my wife. She got up there, she spoke her mind a little bit. And let me keep it, a buck. She spoke her mind because she is a Don supporter. Okay. She is a Don supporter. All right. She don't have to like a lot of channels out there and people out there, but she is a woman and she sees that when a woman is probably going through something tough and hard, and she understands. So she's a Don supporter and she spoke up for Don. So yeah. Thank you, Jeff Thomas Black, for coming on. Remember, if you are going to be a content creator in the gig world and you're talking about we need to get paid more, they're treating us like slaves, outside of just saying that, and you don't have any scenarios on how they can change the pay, make the pay better, or do anything, all you're doing is stirring up the coffee pot, and that's it. There's no action going in. So the next time one of you guys speak, and you guys just say, man, I'm not taking this, they ain't paying us, we need more of this, make sure you think about how it can change. Think about different pay structures that might work, put them down on paper, articulate them to the audience and people that is out there, and then you can go over and have opinions about it. Just don't get up there and talk blindly about anything because it doesn't make any sense. Okay? I want to hold the gig content creators more accountable for themselves putting up on how drivers should get paid, especially when they're not even talking about their own market. They're talking about people all over the place. Focus on where you are first before you focus on where someone is. I don't do extremely long lives. That's not what I do. I get them on in and I get them on out. Thank you for watching. I love you, Amelia. Thank you for speaking up and speaking your mind. That was my wife. Hopefully she does it all the time. But we out of here like Chuck Woolery in 2 and 2. People, I know some of y'all like my song. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna go ahead and play the Hot Facts song for you guys. I'm gonna play the Hot Facts song. I was gonna play a song for Welty so he can see what real bars are, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna leave with the Hot Facts song, and I'm gonna give it to you guys just like this. Hold on.
Run this game is what I'm saying.
Hot Facts with Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Hot facts. Come and get them hot facts. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Come and get them hot facts. Come and get them hot facts. Come and get them hot facts with Robert Reese. Hot facts. Robert Reese. Hot facts. Hot facts. Robert Reese.
Make sure you like, share, and hit that subscribe button, people. Make sure you like, share, and hit that subscribe button, people. Make sure you like, share,